our stream for tonight. We've been working our way, exploring through the Harry Potter trading card game over the past year or so. We were able to find booster boxes over the I started collecting those 3 years ago, something like that, and I was able to get booster boxes for 3 of the 5 sets that had been released. They started in 2001, and the game was initially helping to promote the release of the films, and then by the time they got to the release of the second film, Chamber of Secrets, they decided that, hey, founder, welcome, that the imagery used in the card game might create brand confusion, and they decided to just sort of end the game after 5 sets were released. So,
medicine?
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go over about what little I have found of it so far. We've got a little bit of sealed product to open today. We're going to take a look at it too. And just what I know about the set, which isn't a lot, but I know that it is the hardest to find. It was most popular for a couple of reasons. Being the last set released, the power level had crept a bit. So it's got some very strong cards, which are great for your deck building, from what I've heard. On top of that, the art style had matured, so a lot of the art is quite good. I've heard that it and Adventures at Hogwarts, a lot of people think those are the best 2 sets. Some people will throw in Diagon Alley as well. And for art. And other thing about it is, obviously, 5 sets were released. It is the only one which expands the Harry Potter universe beyond the first book. So it brings in the second book, Chamber of Secrets. It is a large set, not compared to a lot of other games I play, but in the context of Harry Potter trading card game, Chamber of Secrets is bigger than the base set. The base set was a 118 card set. Every expansion after that, up to this point, had been an 80 card set, which is why we've been able to complete 2 of them just out of opening a booster box. And this one is 140 cards, so definitely a step up from even the base set, what even the base set was. I think originally it might have been planned to be spread over a couple more, but when they heard, oh no, we're wrapping up the game, they just sort of threw what they had all into the last set. So, a couple of related things to go over. I guess we'll get this camera flipped and start taking a look at things here. This is zoom down. Here's what we got for sealed. And I wanted to back this up significantly further than this.
Sorry.
But that's not very smooth. All right.
No, it's not very smooth.
Anyway.
That table got caught on the tablecloth.
Yeah. Anyway. So here we are. We got our little castle backdrop here. We've got a Percy Weasley Potions deck. One of the things that this set did, you can see part of the burrow here. If you had both starter decks and put them beside each other, you'd have sort of the rest of the house, and the starter box display would have a bit of a peaked roof. And in front of Percy and his owl there, over here you had the Weasley twins with their brooms, and that deck was themed around Quidditch, and those two were going off to play. And then Percy Weasley's Potions here is the other deck that was available. And the Weasley family features heavily in this set. Obviously, Ginny plays a big part in the story of Chamber of Secrets. Up to this point in the previous 4 sets, they'd made cards for Ron, a couple of cards for Ron, and also Fred and George had a card. But those were the only Weasleys that had cards. So they made a new card for Fred and George. They made Percy. They also made Ginny. They also made Molly and Arthur. So there's 5 Weasley wizard cards in this set, along with other professors like Professor Sprout is in this set, and a new ghost, the Fat Friar, made it into this set. I don't know the whole card list, but I think there's a copy in this box, so we'll take a look at that when we get into this. Before we dig into that, though, I've got a couple of observations. Here's a copy of the book that I had that I read through years ago with the kids. I didn't read this when I was a kid growing up myself. I was too occupied with other things. But this is what I was most familiar with for a copy. I knew there were other covers out there, but this is the one that I was familiar with. Then, just about 2 weeks ago, when we were in the city, I saw this at a Value Village, which has got a very different art. Now, I found this art interesting for a couple of reasons. Look, there's Harry with the Sword of Gryffindor, being carried out of the Chamber of Secrets, apparently, by Fawkes the Phoenix. And then if you follow the art around the back of the book, Ron is holding on, and so is Ginny. And yeah, it's quite.
Oh, look at
quite
how
the
they
neat
did
piece
the
of
QR code thingy, or that thing, not QR.
Yeah, it's
barcode.
Fits in the art there. This isn't the first printing or anything, but this is an early edition for sure of the book, and it caught my eye, spotting it at a secondhand store, in part because it was a library book.
Sorry.
So this was a library book, property of Kute Wee School, and this Kate Wee School. Looks like it was never actually checked out. Nobody bothered to read this book. And the address there was in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. So there you go. So I was interested to see that and glad to pick that up. And then just sitting here getting ready for the stream, I made another observation which ties this in to our set here. It looks like they took the text for the set title here directly off this book. The letter proportions and shapes all match. I mean, obviously they skipped the and the, but Chamber of Secrets, and on the boosters as well, they took this lettering right off this cover art for the book to use for the set name, which I found very interesting.
Yeah, it probably is. Anderson sounds like a...
Yeah, I believe that it is, but I don't know anything beyond what I saw there. But yeah, I thought that was a neat connection with the cover art there. Incidentally, it is a neat cover art, but I find it a little bit spoilery. At least with this cover art I was used to, it's spoiling a scene from early in the story. This is a very late story scene to be spoiling on the cover, in my opinion. But what do I know? I guess going in, you don't have the context anyway, so maybe it's not as big a deal as I might fear.
Yep, nice pickup for basically a brand new book unread.
Basically. So yeah, here's my little binder that I've been putting the stuff that I'd collected so far. Previous to these pickups, I grabbed a few singles from this set. Almost all commons. There's 2 uncommons. And so this is what I know of the set going in. It's my Chamber of Secrets page, which after this will probably grow to, 3 or more pages, depending on whether I break the deck down or keep the deck intact. But,
hey, everybody. I see there's some new people coming in.
Yeah. Welcome all.
I love the castle backdrop. It's just perfect for Harry Potter. I
Yes,
wonder why. It's some really nice lady sent it to us.
Yeah. It was a great addition for sure for this particular theme. But yeah, we've got Backfire here, which is a common for charms. 5 damage to your opponent. Ron's wand was still malfunctioning, surpassing itself on Friday morning by shooting out of Ron's hand in charms and hitting tiny old Professor Flitwick squarely between the eyes. And then you've got Hermione's note, the basilisk. Incidentally, if you're watching this video and aren't familiar with the story, there probably will be spoilers for the second book, just so you're aware. So yeah, discard the adventure your opponent has played. You get the reward. So it's automatically getting rid of adventures which your opponent plays to hinder you. Ron, he breathed. This is it. This is the answer. And we got a Howler. Always dangerous. Spell. Do 2 damage to your opponent. Then if your opponent has any cards in his or her hand, look at them. Choose one of those cards and put it on top of his or her deck. So that'll gum them up a little bit. And you'd better open it, Ron, said Neville in a timid whisper. It'll be worse if you don't. My gran sent me one once, and I ignored it, and he gulped. It was horrible. Then we've got Beetle Buttons. Choose one of your opponent's creatures in play and discard it. So that could be handy if your opponent's playing creatures. Ron's mood was not improved by Hermione showing him the handful of perfect coat buttons she had produced in Transfiguration. Guess he was having trouble transforming his beetles. Then we've got Guide to Household Pests by Gilderoy Lockhart. An item that's a book. You may use an action and discard this card from play to choose a creature in play and do 4 damage to it. So good for getting rid of small creatures. And in the meantime, it's a book that provides 1 Care of Magical Creatures text for you, or lesson for you. Then we've got a Copper Cauldron. Provides 2. To play this card, return one of your potions lessons from play to your hand. We've got a Restoration Potion. Do 4 damage to your opponent. During your opponent's next turn, he or she can't use actions to play Transfiguration cards. And Slytherin Steals. So there's some good Quidditch cards in this set. That's Angelina Johnson there on the broom. She also has a wizard card in this set, which is very good for Quidditch decks, as I recall. I think it's something like every time you play a Quidditch card, you get an extra action. So that can sure add up turn after turn. Or once a turn or something like that. Do 2 damage to your opponent. Then if your opponent has any cards in play other than their starting character, he or she chooses one of them and discards it. And then we've got Keeping Dobby Quiet.
I love Dobby.
This was again, this is an uncommon, but this was the cheapest card I could find that was Dobby themed. There are a few other cards in the set that are related to Dobby. Dobby's Disappearance is one.
Not today.
The other I forget the name of. And they're both quite powerful cards, very useful in decks and popular and expensive and hard to find because of that. So that would be nice if we pull one of those, but we'll see. I'd also like to pull just any sort of wizard character type card, and of course foils. Especially because when you pull a foil, you tend to get a second rare in that pack. So
that'd be nice.
That would be nice. Your opponent discards the card drawn at the start of each of his or her turns. To solve, your opponent takes 8 damage, and the reward is you take 2 damage. I don't want to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom. And then the only card on the back that's from this set is Caught by Snape. This card is sometimes restricted or banned from some decks because it is very strong and disruptive and can make the game unfun if you're playing it all the time. But, adventure effect. Your opponent can't use actions to play any cards except lessons. So they just have to play more lessons while this is in play. To solve, your opponent uses actions to play lesson cards 3 times. Those actions don't need to be one right after the other. So turn and a half worth of plays of just dropping lessons if they have that many lessons, or else they have to wait until they find more, basically. And reward, your opponent may put any number of lessons cards from his or her hand into play, except they just had to play 3, so they're probably running low on them. So it's not much of a reward. Anyway. So infamous card there for gameplay purposes. And you get a few, I picked up these because you get hints of Lockhart, Dobby, some new characters, the Howler, the note about the basilisk. All these things were things that were sort of memorable points, I guess you'd say, from the second book. So that's why I grabbed those samples, and I'm hoping that we can add to that, and I won't get too many doubles of those things. And we can get some new cards here.
Oh my goodness.
So
I need to find the other curtain.
I think that's enough waggling on the tee. Let's dig into it. We got our deck here, Percy Weasley's Potions. With the Percy Weasley Potions theme deck, you have all the right ingredients for success. You can play the 61 card deck right out of the box. All Percy Weasley Potions theme decks contain the same cards. Contents: one deck including 2 rares and a special foil card. I think the special foil card in each deck was an uncommon, as I recall. The one in the Twins Quidditch deck was actually Caught by Snape, but I already have Caught by Snape, so this will be something new, at least for the foil. Card list with deck building tips and a playmat with a card set poster on the back. So that should let us take a good look at the cards they put in this set anyway. So happy to have that in one of these. So 2-player starter set, starter level. We started with one of those for the base set. You and a friend learn basic gameplay strategies with Harry Potter trading card game 2-player starter set. The 2-player starter set comes with 2 41 card decks because they each have a wizard. The starter we had was Hermione versus Draco, and we built it out from there. It was good fun. Theme decks. Once you've learned the basic games, you're ready for theme decks. Theme decks each contain 61 cards that you can play right out of the box. So that's what this is. And then boosters. Use boosters to add cards to your collection and to build your own 61 card deck. Look for special foil cards in random packs. That's the other thing too. We got these as an art set of loose packs. Obviously, if you get a sealed box, they're less likely to be tampered with. The biggest hazard with getting loose packs, I think, is that it's possible that they could be weighed, and heavier packs would be the more likely ones to have foils in them, and so those might be filtered out. Last time I got a set of 3 loose packs from a different source, we didn't get any foils in them. But statistically, we were only opening, 12 to 14 foils in a box anyway?
Yeah.
So in 3
that
packs, you might statistically expect 1, but who knows?
Doesn't mean that they're weighed. It just
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
We have no reason to believe that they were weighed.
No, we don't. But it is a hazard if you're looking for packs for old sets like this where there wasn't a foil in every pack. Something to be aware of anyway.
The seller didn't, say either way, and they seems to have decent feedback on reviews.
Yeah. So let's see what we got in the Percy Weasley deck here. So there's our deck. The plastic, you can see this is shifted back and forth a bit over time, and the outer packaging is a little bit shredded. But the packaging in the box was well sealed, so...
That's just from moving around.
Yeah, I expect this is just from moving around.
Old.
So... trying not to wreck this too much. So, tell us what you think, and you might win a display box of Harry Potter trading game boosters. That would be fun. Although I'm pretty sure this survey thing is expired.
I wonder if we would just fill it out and send it in.
That could be amusing, to be honest. Date purchased. And that's out. Anyway.
I don't look at it now.
Every prefect has to start somewhere. And this is basically just the same spiel we had before. Harry Potter trading card game card list. Oops, that's bad. I don't like this thing.
Sorry.
Yikes.
They're falling for you.
So try building your own deck
Here, let's
Don't try this until you learn how to play the game using the starter set and playmat.
What are you guys doing? Bedtime.
So they recommend you have 26 lessons, 34 other cards, and a starting character.
It doesn't matter. Go to bed.
Choose which types you're going to use.
You don't need to be in your pajamas right now.
Alright, so it's just basic tips. And this looks like... Oh, little creepy critter down there. Welcome to Year 2 at Hogwarts. In the Chamber of Secrets expansion set for the Harry Potter trading card game, there is magical spells, items, creatures, characters, and locations from Harry's second year at Hogwarts. You'll guess passwords, take care of fascinating plants in Greenhouse 3, do grueling work in potions class, and spend lots of time with everyone's favorite wizarding family, the Weasleys. And that's just the beginning. You can see what all 140 cards in the set look like with the card poster on the back of the playmat. Use the checklist on this insert to keep track of your collection. And there's the deck lists for the Draco and Hermione deck from, I guess, this is an updated one because the one we had was just base set. This is a version if you get the updated one from Chamber of Secrets era, I guess. And it even tells you what set the cards are from. And then you got the deck lists here for the Twin Trouble deck and the Percy Weasley Potions deck. So that'll tell you exactly what's in the decks, and then you've got your checklist to try to collect, keep track. Oh, you've got, for each set, look at that, Diagon Alley card list, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets card list.
I like this
and Adventures at Hogwarts card list. So it's just the 3 most recent sets they give you checklists for. Interesting. So that's that. And this is, I believe, the same art that you would find on the booster box if you ever found a whole box. So that's kind of something too. I guess that's supposed to be the Sword of Gryffindor in a different art. So here's the playmat. You know what? I'm going to pass this over to you, and we'll see if we have enough space to open up. And I'm going to take a look at. I'm going to take a look at the deck first. It seems like the way to go. Then we can take a quick look at the set, what's available in it, and then we'll open up the 3 boosters we got and hope we got something good. Is there a pull tab on this, or is it? Nope, I guess not. I guess not. These old packages, I want to dig in.
You want me to open this?
How much space is it going to take?
I don't know.
The cards on it look visible if we want to take a look at...
Ooh, that is really cool. It's like a poster.
Alright, so here's our foil. It's got the standard sparkling foil pattern for a Potions Project, which is our uncommon. 5 cost. Your opponent takes damage until he or she discards a total of 2 lesson cards from his or her deck. So that, depending how lucky you are, might take a while. Potions lessons took place in one of the large dungeons. And you can see at the bottom there, the little sword is the expansion symbol for Chamber of Secrets. And this is a 140 card set. This is card 76.
We should take this to an office place and get it laminated.
That could be interesting.
Because then it'd be protected and be good for a playmat. It looks pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool.
It's huge though.
So here's Percy Weasley. He looks like a not so happy fellow in this particular artwork. Gryffindor, unique. At the end of each of your opponent's turns, if he or she played a non-lesson card that turn, he or she takes 1 damage. So he deals 1 damage to your opponent every turn that they don't only play lessons. That could be a little annoying.
So are some of the cards in the the deck here only for the deck and not come in the binder, or?
No, they're all from. They're obviously the
Or
deck is
not in
designed
the
to play,
packs. I mean.
but yeah, this deck does include some cards from every expansion.
Okay.
I think, but most of them are based on Chamber of Secrets. So
Okay.
this one was, so is Percy, and this is one of our 2 rares, I think. Percy Weasley. At the end of each of your, okay, I already read that. I, said Percy, drawing himself up, am a prefect. Nothing's about to attack me. All right, confidence. All right, then we've got, keep these way around. I should probably sleeve some of these. Anyway, transfiguration lessons. And these are, there's the little symbol down here showing that these are from Chamber of Secrets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 transfiguration lessons. Potions lessons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 27 lessons in this deck. And again, they're all Chamber of Secrets.
And again, if anybody's looking for a fun game to teach kids, one
game,
of the earlier pre-constructed decks would be a good one to start with.
Yeah.
But it's pretty simple and easy and fun, actually.
Getting 2 41-card decks is probably the best way to start learning. This deck is a little more expensive and a little bit, there's more to it, but you just get the 1 deck. You can't play with just 1 deck. So we got a swelling solution. It's an uncommon. And do 8 damage to your opponent. He or she can prevent this by choosing 3 cards in his or her hand and discarding them. Harry tried not to laugh as he watched Malfoy hurry forward, his head drooping with the weight of a nose like a small melon. Next we have a silver cauldron. Provides 5 potions lessons, costs 8. To play this card, discard 2 of your potions lessons from play. Then we've got potions homework. This was an uncommon as well. This is a common. Your opponent takes damage until he or she discards a lesson card from his or her deck. And we got Harry and Ron there studying. We got a second copy, a third copy. Whoopsies.
Throw them around.
Clutter, butterfingers, anyway. 3 copies of that. Next, we have Magical Drafts and Potions. Provides 1. You may use an action and discard this card from play to draw 3 cards. So, a little bit more. You need to have at least 2 lessons to play it, but it basically acts like a lesson, except you can discard to play it. So, a lot of books have extra effects like that that can be useful. And this one is from Diagon Alley. There's the symbol for it. So, that's a reprint. And this one doesn't have an expansion symbol, so it's from the base set, Lost Notes. Choose one of your opponent's items or lessons in play and discard it. It's a common. And there's 2 of them. Homework, also from base set. Put up to 2 lesson cards from your hand into play. It was really lucky that Harry now had Hermione as a friend. He didn't know how he'd have got through all his homework without her.
Do we have the base set finished now, or do we have it?
No, we're still missing about 4 cards for the base set, to be honest.
Okay, no chance that they'd be in this?
I doubt it. I think we're missing only uncommons and higher.
Okay.
I suppose it might be possible, but History of Magic Homework. Search your deck. You may take a lesson card from your deck and put it into play, then shuffle your deck. And this one is from Chamber of Secrets. Hermione, let me read your composition. said Ron desperately. Then we've got the Forbidden Corridor. And this is an uncommon from Adventures at Hogwarts, is the little building symbol there. And now they knew why it was forbidden. So before each player's turn, he chooses one of his or her cards in play other than his starting character and discards it. At the end of that player's turn, if they have no lessons in play, discard this card. Flying Motorcycle is an uncommon from Adventure at Hogwarts again. With a roar, it rose into the air and off into the night. Choose an adventure or location in play and discard it. From Chamber of Secrets, we've got a Fatiguing Fusion. To play this card, return one of your potions lessons from play to your hand. Do 9 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice.
I feel
9 damage is a lot. That would be a way to deal with a dragon or something. 9 damage, probably.
I feel like I can relate to the name of this card.
There you go. There are multiple copies of it. Yes, there are. 1, 2, just 2. Then we have Dragon Poison. This is our second rare. Little star there. So, to play this card, return 2 of your potions lessons from play to your hand. Do 10 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice. So a lot of these strong potions require returning potion lessons, but do a big chunk of damage once you get them rolling. And we've got a Defendo. This is from Quidditch Cup, an uncommon. Choose one of your opponent's cards in play. Your opponent discards that card. And Diagon Alley, which is not from the set Diagon Alley. There's no expansion symbol, so this is an uncommon from the base set. Your opponents can't use actions to draw cards. Your opponent skips a total of 7 actions to solve. And the reward is your opponent may draw any number of cards.
If it's a reward, it depends.
There were shops selling robes, shops selling telescopes, and strange silver instruments Harry had never seen before.
The art on these cards is really nice.
Yes, some of it is exceptional. Some of it is pretty good. You got a mix.
Oh, I like it.
A Death Cap Draft. So this is, again, Chamber of Secrets card, 99. Common. To play this card, return one of your potions lessons from play to your hand. Do 6 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice. And we got 1, 2, 3 of those. Here's a Copper Cauldron. I had one of these in my binder already. Yep. That's Copper Cauldron. We've got Caught. So this is
fun.
An uncommon in Transfiguration from Chamber of Secrets. So choose one of your opponent's cards in play other than his or her starting character and discard it.
How are you doing
Your
today?
opponent may prevent this by choosing 4 cards in his or her hand and discarding them.
Ryan said hi.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for stopping in. And then we've got a Bruisewort Bomb. This is from Quidditch Cup. Shuffle up to 5 non-healing cards from your discard pile into your deck. We got 2 of those. And Burning Bitterroot Balm. This one is from base set. That's another healing spell. To play this card, discard one of your potions lessons from play and shuffle 10 non-healing cards from your discard pile into your deck. 2 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Ezra is not pleased at the moment. A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration, another book item. This one from Diagon Alley. And you may discard this from play to draw 3 cards. So we've seen these books before. Apparentium. This is from Chamber of Secrets. A common. Show your hand to your opponent. Put all lesson cards there into play. She tapped the diary 3 times and said, Apparentium. And we've got 2 of those. Then we've got Angel Trumpet Draft. You have to return 2 of your potions lessons from play to your hand. Do 7 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice. It's an uncommon. And we have 2 of those. So that's the deck.
I'm going to go and beat some children. I'm kidding. I'm not really going to beat them.
Alright. So before we dig into the packs, and like I said, I hope we get some cards that we didn't have covered either in the deck or my few samples that I had before. Let's take a look at a brief overview of the set. This How to Play mat that Mama spoke at was so graciously folding out for me is huge. It's as big as the other one, if you recall, we had on the table for our first few games. It's got play spaces, it's got a basic summary of the rules, it's 2-sided, so I'm basically just showing you the bottom of it here, which would be facing towards me. It's basically the same, facing the other way. The other one had Dumbledore on the side, this one's got a picture of Harry, and basic rules. But if you flip it over, and this is where this is going to get tricky, because it's a massive poster for the Harry Potter trading card game, and it shows every card in the Chamber of Secrets set on this thing, but I'm not really set up very well here to show it off on camera. So you can see you've got your lessons, and it's got, for each lesson, it then goes through all the cards for that type. There's potions, and then all the potions cards, Cure Magical Creatures, and Cure Magical Creature cards, all the way along the line. Right down at the top, very top here, we have adventure cards, which might be some of the most interesting. We've got Through the Flue. We've got Lockhart's Lectures.
Sorry. Isabel had a show that was not.
We have the Flying to Hogwarts and characters coming in below them now. So there's Harry's second year. Then we've got the Caught by Snape and Hermione Potion Maker. And I'm rapidly running out of room here. Then we've got In the Spider's Lair and Draco the Seeker. So a new version of Draco as well.
Probably about the same size as that poster on the wall.
Probably. Justin Finch Fletchley gets his card. I'm going to have to fold this somewhat so that we can continue here. This is very awkward.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. There's Angelina Johnson, who I mentioned before was good for Quidditch. Before each of your turns, if there is a match in play, that's what it is, you get 1 more action this turn. So you get 3 actions a turn if you're doing a match, which for Quidditch decks is one of your main things. So very strong for a Quidditch deck. We've got Ron, youngest brother. There's Percy Weasley. There's the Weasley twins. Again, that's a second version. In Quidditch Cup, there was also a version of Fred and George. Different title, but same characters. Then you've got Ginny Weasley beside them. I believe she's fairly strong as well, but I'm not going to try and read all these.
Oh, look at this.
There's the next adventure, Locked In. Kind of depressing. And we've got Molly Weasley down beside Ginny.
Yeah, it's getting a little harder to see.
I'm going to fold a little bit more of this again.
It would have been good
not
if we
to damage it.
If we could have had it out on the
table and just hovered the camera around above it better. That would have been definitely helpful. blocked barrier at the 9 3/4 platform for an adventure, and Arthur Weasley below it. Escaping the Dursleys. I've heard that's a very annoying and disruptive card. It can be quite strong. And there's Professor Pomona Sprout. Potions. Each of your plants has 2 more health. Sorry, not potions. That's Care of Magical Creatures, the paw print that she provides.
I wish they would
Then
go
we've
back
got
to this
Keeping
game now
Dobby
that they're
Quiet.
doing a TV,
And
like
the
a
Fat
series or
Friar. Yeah, that would be fun. Fighting the Basilisk. That's a rare that looks very iconic. I don't know how good it is. And then Denoming the Garden for an adventure. Seems a little bit more down to earth. Anyway, but yeah, let's see. Is there some highlights handy that I can spot? There's quite a few Quidditch cards.
Which card would you like to pull?
Oh, boy.
If you could choose, like, 1 or 2 cards that you'd like to pull.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting, again, some of the main characters, and I'd love to get foils. Would be sort of my preferred top hits. But there are some strong cards for decks.
The Mandrake.
Um,
That actually looks kind of fun. The card looks neat.
Trying to see where that is even.
That Mandrake's right there.
Mandrake's down here. It does look fun. That is... Trying to focus. An uncommon or a rare? Anyway, one of the two. Trying to see where the Dobby cards are, because I know they're very popular. They're probably in the folded up section, to be honest. Unfortunately. So yeah, I've heard Dobby's disappearance here is very good. Can't actually see Dobby in it. But can I focus enough to read it? Choose one of your opponent's cards in play other than their starting character and return it to his or her hand. You get 1 more action this turn. So bounce something and it lets you do another action. There's Flu Powder, Sherbet Lemon. Oh yeah, there's sort of a code thing going on. Some of these. There's Dobby's Help above it. Opponent draws 10 cards. That's sort of a combo piece because your deck is also your life total, so making them draw 10 cards is also dealing them 10 damages, essentially. And then there's a strong potion card, which basically doubles whatever's come out of their deck. So you play that, and then you make them take another 10, and that can get pretty brutal. But again, that's if you've got all the rares you want to build the decks with. I've heard this crazed capybara can be a fun creature as well.
Sorry for
he
the
looks
noise.
cute. It'd be nice to get one of those.
Oops.
They've got the animals for each of the houses here. So here's a picture of come on, focus. Ravenclaw, Eagle, Slytherin, Serpent, etc. They're fun. Oh, there's Fox the Phoenix. It's in here too. And there's a Norwegian Ridgeback, is another dragon that you might be potentially pull. So dragons are always fun. There's lots of cool things in here. There are some that are more sort of humdrum. But yeah, hoping we pull something interesting. And it's nice to have this reference, visual reference, both for playing and for collecting the set here. So I'm very glad to have that as a resource. Not sure exactly when we're going to get to it, but yeah, that's a very nice. I'm glad this was in the box. I wish it was a little bit more easy to peruse, but gives us a nice bit of an overview.
I still think we should laminate it.
All right. Now we got our 3 packs here. Like I said, I want to try and preserve the wrappers on these as much as possible because I like to have a wrapper of each for the front of my binder.
Hey, Lori, how are you
Hey,
doing?
Lori, thanks for coming. So what should we start with, do you think? Should we start with the Mandrakes, Dobby, or Lockhart?
Lockhart.
You want to start with Lockhart?
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't say, I'm not sure which one I want to end on, because I like Dobby and I like the Mandrake. They're both kind of cute.
True. Mandrake doesn't look very happy, though. Dobby last. Founder says Dobby first.
Hmm.
I kind of like the idea of saving Dobby for last.
Yeah. Founder says it doesn't matter.
You want to start with Lockhart. We'll save Dobby for last. We'll do our crying in the middle. Alright, so these were nicely packaged and sent to us. Each one has got a, what is this? Seal on it. Genuine, and it's just number. So I'm guessing there was some sort of box opening or something that...
Not sealed anymore.
Nope, not sealed anymore. Out of its sleeve, and now let's see if I can open this without doing too much damage. This booster is for use with Harry Potter trading card game.
Bedtime, bud.
For players 9 and up. Each player must have a deck. And
no, you sleep in your bed. Good night. I love you.
Premium odds approximately 1 in every 37 cards.
I wasn't actually saying Dobby first. I was just excited to see his pack art. Oh, I gotcha.
Right. So there's the trademark information and all that.
That helped us decide how
Does
to
it have the date? Yes, there's the date there. Copyright 2002 Wizards. And like I say, this was the final release for this game, unfortunately. In an official way. I'll show you the website later, but there is a fan group which has which tries to keep events and things going, and they've produced some sets of their own to try to keep the game going, that sort of continue on with the books. I think they're into what's the fourth book now? The tournament, Triwizard Tournament with the
cup, something cup.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when you said the way you said it, it made me forget what it is.
Oh,
Triwizard's Cup or something like that.
The ink is starting to separate from this a little.
Is it Triwizard's Cup?
Oh, there we go. That's as good as I get, I guess.
Or something.
Quidditch Cup? Not Quidditch Cup. What's it called? I should know this.
For some reason, Triwizard's Cup is coming in my mind.
All right. Can I slide these out now? Yes, I can. All right. So we saved the Lockhart pack reasonably well. Not perfectly at the top, but could be worse. So we got Catching Apples. So as a Quidditch spell, do 3 damage to your opponent. Then, if your opponent has any cards in play other than their starting character, he or she chooses one of them and returns it to his hand. Card 96.
Triwizard Cup. That's what it is.
But what's the name of the 4th book?
Oh, isn't it?
That was what I was asking.
Sorry.
Anyway.
You're saying what?
Anyway, we'll find out when we get there.
Sorry. Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire, there we go. They're in that. They couldn't use real Quidditch balls, which would have been hard to explain if they had escaped and flown away over the village. Instead, they threw apples for each other to catch. So this is when they were practicing at the Weasleys' house with Ron and Fred and George and Harry. And I forget if Ginny was helping them, joining them when they would practice at home as well. So that's neat little art depicting that for sure. like that. I'm taking my time with this just because this is a rare thing. It took a while to find, and I want to appreciate these. So that one I didn't have. Next, we have the Dizziness Draft. I don't think this was in the deck we just opened. Do 4 damage to your opponent. During your opponent's next turn, he or she can't use actions to play Quidditch cards.
Oh, the dog is whining.
So it's an anti-Quidditch potion, interestingly enough. Next, we have a Revealer, sort of the opposite of an Eraser. Transfiguration. You may use an action to look at your opponent's hand. Just an item that lets you do that repeatedly, I suppose, so you know what your opponent has. Interesting. Probably not something that sees a lot of play if I had to guess, but
There you go.
I think once you played for a while, you get to guess what's in your opponent's hand pretty well. Next, we got a creature. A Hufflepuff Badger. So it costs 3 to play, deals 1 damage each turn, and has 3 health. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. Oh, right, the Sorting Hat has a rhyme at the start of the second book, doesn't he?
Maybe I didn't
So
read
he
the
goes
book.
through
I read
anyway.
the first book.
So there's the Hufflepuff Badger. So we'll see how many of the 4 houses we get their animals for. I think they're all commons. History of Magic Homework. So search spell. This is Transfiguration again. Search your deck. You may take a lesson card from your deck and put it into play, then shuffle your deck. Okay, so it gets you a lesson, which you could just play a lesson instead of this. But the advantage here is if you've got multiple lesson types in your deck, this will help you find one that you haven't found yet, assuming you've got Transfiguration. Which, if your starting wizard is McGonagall, you've got Transfiguration no matter what. So that could be handy. Hermione, let me read your composition, said Ron desperately. Didn't we just... Yeah, this one was in the deck, wasn't it?
You read that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. And there's art by Ron Spears. Oh, deboning. There's Lockhart at work.
Oh.
During your opponent's next turn, he or she can't use actions to play cards. So all they could do is draw, I guess. Ah, said Lockhart. Yes, well, that can sometimes happen. But the point is, the bones are no longer broken.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Card 100. Oh, now we're into our lessons. Let's see if we can get all 5 lessons in 3 packs. Each pack comes with 2, so we got a Charms lesson here. I guess technically the starter deck already covered Potions and Transfiguration lessons for us. So we got Charms and Potions. Oops. Hey, I don't want to see everything yet. Charms and Potion lessons.
Ooh. That's fun.
Blocked Barrier. This is our first uncommon. There should be 2 uncommons. Adventure. Effect, your opponent can't use actions to play location cards. Okay, that's pretty narrow. Usually locations don't make up a huge portion of their deck. To solve, your opponent chooses 2 location cards in his or her hand and discards them. And the reward is, once during this turn, when your opponent uses an action to play a location card, he or she gets 2 more actions that turn. So after they've discarded 2 locations, if they still have 1 to play, they get an extra turn's worth of actions. That's not going to come up a whole lot, I don't think, or it would take a while to set up anyway, so that could be handy. So there's an uncommon. Our next uncommon is Blocked for Quidditch. Draw 4 cards, then your opponent may choose a lesson card in his or her hand and discard it. If he or she does, you choose 3 cards in your hand and discard them. Ooh. Interesting. I have to think on whether I could make good use of that. Alright. Then our rare.
Ooh, that's nice.
Not a holo, but we did get a Fighting the Basilisk. So that's a nice iconic scene anyway. I don't know if it's a good card or not. But
we usually check it on category 1s for pricing cards.
Yeah, actually I've got that pulled up here. Are you gonna grab it quickly there?
I can find it.
Okay. And if you go to Chamber of Secrets and sort by price and all that, you probably have to click all, not just in stock, because anyway, or just search the title. But yeah, play this card only if you have at least 7 lessons in play. Before each of your turns, your opponent takes 5 damage. To solve, your opponent chooses 4 of his or her cards in play other than his starting character and discards them. So they have to discard 4 cards to get rid of this. And opponent's reward, you take 5 damage. You know, that seems fair. I mean,
sorry, what did you say to go look up? I just googled the
you can either just go to Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets tab, and then sort by price, or you can search the title of the card and find it that way. So anyway, that's our first rare, Fighting the Basilisk, which I think is pretty iconic scene, if nothing else. So that's cool.
I don't remember it as search by price.
Here's. Should have checked. Are these serial numbers the same, or were they? Where is it? 216, 230, and this one here, 774, 201. So these were not sequential packs apparently, but that seal comes off fairly easily, but it does leave its mark that it has been opened.
If
So
it's
here's
stock, it's not showing prices. So,
it does.
I don't know.
I had this up here.
Sorry, give me yours. Oh, show all. No, this I don't know. Sorry.
You probably have to scroll down a page or two to find it, because the first page is all foils. Anyway, here's our Crying Plant pack. What's the name of that again? Mandrakes.
Yes.
So again, let's try and preserve the wrapper as much as possible.
No, I don't. Oops. Click.
Oh, crap. Well, that didn't go well.
What's the card called that we're looking for?
Fighting the Basilisk. There's a picture. I don't think it's one of the top cards in the set, as I recall.
No, like half of them are just the backs of the...
Yes, I know. Okay, this isn't going well. I could use scissors and snip the top off the pack, but would that be better?
Probably.
I don't know. You want to... I should grab scissors then. I'll be right back. I know where they are. They're handy.
I'm looking for the card.
This was well planned.
Yeah, well...
Where did I put the scissors? They were here.
In the drawer?
Oh, there they are. Aaron Salem's waiting to come in.
Of course he is. Oh, there it is. $8.99.
Yeah, not one of the better ones.
But still a cool card. Still a cool card. I barely put him back in this room.
All right. So, little tear there, and it's not going well. So I got the cards there. Down at the bottom.
Oh, oops.
Trim the top of the card there, not so much, but
That would be scary and unfortunate.
flacking. So there's a common for Quidditch again. Do 2 damage to your opponent, then if your opponent has any cards in his or her hand, he or she chooses one of them and discards it. And there's the keeper too. He guards the goalposts. Jeff Lobenstein? Anyway. So that's a common I didn't have.
Go to bed. Bedtime, Brinley.
Next we have Guide to Household Pests. This was one of the commons I already had in my binder. Garden Gnomes. Looks like the gnome ripping that page out of the book.
Oh, it's cool.
It does. And then we've got Engorgement Charm. Remove all damage counters from all your creatures in play. So, it's sort of a healing spell. This is from Charms. I gotta keep my elbow off the table because it's making things shake more. An engorgement charm, I suppose, said Hermione, halfway between disapproval and amusement. Well, you've done a good job on them. Giant pumpkins.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh.
Kick the table.
And this is a double. We got the Revealer. We had that in the last pack. Then we've got Zigzag.
That looks cool.
Put a non-healing Quidditch card from your discard pile into your hand. So you can go get one of your better cards back. On Madame Hooch's whistle, Harry kicked hard into the air and heard the telltale whoosh of the bludger behind him. 35 out of 40. Next, we have a Beater's Bat.
Ooh.
So again, for Quidditch. An item, you may use an action and discard a card from your hand to do 2 damage to your opponent. So if you're getting extra lessons you don't need, you can use an action and discard a lesson to do 2 damage. It's interesting. We got a Charms lesson again, so that's a repeat. And Potions again. So same 2 lessons as last time. Then we've got a Rainy Day Match.
That goes with the other card.
Healing item. To win, do 9 damage to your opponent. Prize, the winner shuffles up to 6 non-healing cards from his or her discard pile into his or her deck. So that's a pretty simple match to play and to win, really. Harry and the Beaters. We each got their Beaters clubs, so those are the twins. That's our first uncommon from this one. Then we've got Secondhand Robe Shop. A location. When you play this card, discard any other location from play. That's just what locations do. Whenever a spell card, yours or your opponent's, does damage to a player, it does 1 less damage to that player. I expect we'll be able to pick up a lot of Ginny's things secondhand. There's the cat in the robe shop. And we got just the one rare. Oh, it's the capybara. Crazed capybara.
It does look crazy.
So 7. When you play this card, draw a card. Does 3 damage each turn and has 3 health. Could be a handy. Seems to be a decent rate anyway, especially if it's replacing itself in your hand.
Yeah.
So, there's our rare. No foils yet. Down to our last pack.
Come on, Dobby.
Can we get a foil and a character? That would be nice.
Would have been a good pack to do. Should we open it or should we keep it sealed thing?
Well, maybe. Maybe. I'm going to try opening the top slowly again. If it doesn't go well, I'll snip this one too.
It would be fun to open a whole booster box of this set.
Oh, it would have been a blast. But again, being a set that's even bigger than the base set, we probably would end up with more cards missing than what we did with the base set.
Mm-hmm.
And we were missing, for that one, I think 10 cards, was it? Or
I don't remember.
At least. Yeah, it was more than 10, because...
We're just lucky that, you know, the will actually happened to have one. Like, that was pretty lucky.
It was. Okay. Art is starting to peel there a little. I don't want to snip it, but I can use this to get under it and keep that from tearing further. I think. Oh, shoot. What is it doing?
Maybe cut down the back, because if you just want the front to be good, then... I don't know.
See, some of the inking is separating from the outer plastic layer, so I can do the same thing over here. Get under it, and that'll keep it from going further down. And I can just open the plastic this way. So.
It doesn't want to come out.
Still pretty snug in here. Maybe that's a good sign.
Maybe.
Did I get all the cards? No, I didn't. Oh, maybe I did. No, I didn't. There's still a card in here, one way or the other. Which way is it?
Anticipation.
Come on. Is it? Is it on the rare side, or is it on the common side, or is it one of each?
I see.
Dang it. There's one on the common side. There. Is that all of them? No, it's not. There's still another one in here. I think it's the rare and the... There we go. There we go. Oh, man, that was the longest it's taken me to get the cards out of a pack or something. In a while. All right. Aparicium. Did we see this one already?
Yep.
All right.
I remember you reading it. It was probably in the deck.
All right. Next common, deboning. Yeah, we usually get a lot of repeat commons, so. Copper Cauldron, we had that already as well.
Restoration Potion.
Yeah, I think I've got one of these already as well.
I don't remember it, but it looks cool.
I think it was in my binder.
Oh, okay.
And Slytherin Steels. Yep, that was also in my binder. So the commons here. Oh, here's a new one. Vanishing Cabinet. Transfiguration for 1. That vanishing cabinet was extremely valuable, said Argus Filch. Choose one of your opponent's items in play and put it on the bottom of his or her deck.
That'd be actually kind of cool if you had one at like a relative's or something like that, and you could just go to their place.
Yeah. Oh, we got charms again. So yeah, we got the same. Yep, same 2 in every pack. That's a little disappointment.
Ooh.
We got a twirl.
That looks cool. That art is
Quidditch. And it looks like we've just got 3 cards here, so no foil again. Which is unfortunate. Do 5 damage to your opponent. Then if he or she has any cards in play other than lessons or his or her starting character, he or she chooses one of those cards and returns it to his or her hand. Did we get a price on the capybara, by the way?
Oh, I forgot to look. I'm sorry.
Training for the ballet Potter, yelled Malfoy, as Harry was forced to do a stupid kind of twirl in midair to dodge the bludger. Well, still new uncommons, anyway. Pure Blood. Spell, password. When you play this card, play it face down and tell your opponents to guess Pure Blood, Sherbet Lemon, or Wattlebird. If he or she guesses Pure Blood, nothing happens. Otherwise, do 8 damage to your opponent. So this is one of those password cards I was telling you about. We didn't get either of the others, but Wattlebird and Sherbet Lemon are also 2 cards in this set. I think they're all uncommons. But they might be in different... I don't know, are they all charms? I'm not sure. What's the new password again? He said to Harry. And our rare is Errol. Interesting. It's a creature.
It's $2.50.
It's an owl.
$2.50 for the gray capybara.
Okay, well, I guess that's unfortunate. Then it must not be in very much demand.
Errol?
I don't imagine Errol is either. I've already got Hedwig, and I've got sort of an owl deck going, so I can find a use for him. But
cute.
He's kind of cute, but he's a tired old thing. When you play this card, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a lesson card, put it into play. If it isn't, put it back on top of your deck. Interesting. 1 damage per turn, 1 health. He's ancient. It wouldn't be the first time he'd collapsed on delivery. Ron Spencer. So there we go. There's our 3 packs, and our 3 rares were
$5.99.
Yeah, that's still pretty meager for this set. Like I said, I was really hoping we'd get a character, a wizard, or a foil or something, but we didn't. But we did get...
Flying to Hogwarts would have been a fun one to pull.
It would have been. We did get Fighting the Basilisk, which is
a fun-looking card.
A fun-looking card. Certainly iconic and interesting. And then we got the Crazed Capybara and Errol. So we got the unique owl.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be fun
It's
to
a Tim
open
Hildebrand.
more packs, but I don't really want to...
It's a Hildebrand art, the capybara.
I don't really want to go and buy more at
Well,
that
that's the
price.
thing. The price of these is a little prohibitive, but I would like to open more if we got the chance someday, but... In any case, it was a taste of the set. So these are cards 8, 17, and 21. Our 3 rares. Do we have sleeves handy? Might as well sleeve them.
I thought I left some out. Yeah, right here.
And then we had 2 rares as well.
They fit in the perfect fits.
They should. I might as well sleeve some of these too. We got our Hollow Potions project, which is an uncommon, and you can't get this as a hollow in the set, just as a regular card. You can only get the hollow version in the pre-con here. And Percy was our 1 rare from the deck. And our other rare I'll dig out in a minute, but there's Errol. Fighting the Basilisk. And the Capybara. I did get a variety of Quidditch cards, which I do have a Quidditch deck or 2, so that could be... Some of them might be handy. But I think what I'm going to do with these, at least to start, is just expand my binder page and see what we've got to work with there. I might try playing with the deck first. I do have a potions deck of my own that I made after we opened Diagon Alley, which could be fun to try playing against and seeing which of the two plays a little better. The one I made, or the theme deck here that they provide. Just find the other rare to start with here. There it is, the Dragon Poison, which is card 14. And Percy was card 41. So, yeah. Didn't get anything that would be on the front page. They're alphabetical. It's by rarity, I think, is how they're organized, except for the Capybara, which is a C. So that was card 8. That would be on the front page. Just barely. Anyway.
Ooh.
So yeah, those are probably the 3 most interesting cards from the deck from a collector standpoint. And from a from the packs.
Sorry.
Yeah, those were our 3 rares again. Aearl, Fighting the Basilisk, and Capybara. Very Care of Magical Creatures heavy here. With an adventure. And then for our uncommons, we had one of the password cards. We had a Twirl, Secondhand Robes, Rainy Day Match, Blocked, and Blocked Barrier. And then the same 2 lessons, Charms and Potions, in all 3 packs. That was a little bit unfortunate. And then we've got a Vanishing Cabinet and Deboning, Aparicium, Beater's Bat, Zigzag, Revealer we got twice, Engorgement Charm, Flacking. So yeah, a fair bit of Transfiguration and Quidditch, really. The Deboning, History of Magic Homework. We only got the Hufflepuff Badger. We didn't get the Snake or the Gryffindor or the Ravenclaw.
Well, I mean, you did only have 3 packs.
That's true. But they're commons, so at common, I would kind of hope we would have gotten more than 1. But anyway, Revealer, Dizzying Draft, and again, Catching Apples, which is, I do like the art on that. It's a little bit busy, but not too bad. Yeah. So that was interesting. Like I said, there's definitely a few cards that could be handy in decks. And we'll see from there. Before we wrap up, I do want to mention the website of the community. I looked up here. And that's harrypottertcg.com. And here's the 5 sets at the bottom were the ones that were officially released by Wizards of the Coast. Base set, Quidditch Cup, Diagon Alley, Adventures at Hogwarts were from the first book. Chamber of Secrets from the second book was the last one they released in 2002, just before the second film hit theaters. The next set that they made was Heir of Slytherin, which is also based around Chamber of Secrets. Then they did Prisoner of Azkaban books, Prisoner of Azkaban, Streets of Hogsmeade, Echoes of the Past, Hogwarts: A History. And then since then, Goblet of Fire, they did a base, and then Quidditch World Finals. And for each of these, they've got some notes. You can go through and check out the card lists if you want to play virtually. They also host events and things.
So wait, Chamber of Secrets wasn't the last
there's
set?
a high definition card list you can look up here. And let's see if I can.
Barry?
Aragog.
Chamber of Secrets wasn't the last cards they made?
It was the last set that Wizards officially released. This is a fan site.
Oh, okay.
And they've made their own sets after. So here's the next set after Chamber of Secrets. They made
Gotcha.
Why isn't it pulling it up now? I pulled it up when I checked before. Anyways, the
Internet being weird.
I don't know. Like I said, it did
I'll
before.
stick with Airbender. It's fairly new. I can still collect all the sets.
Fair enough. These are getting harder to find and more expensive, especially, like I said, Chamber of Secrets. Adventures of Hogwarts is probably the next most expensive. Diagon Alley and Quidditch Cup are the two easiest and cheapest if you find them to collect. And again, they're small sets.
She doesn't like having all the sets.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying for your information. That's what it is. But this was...
Although, I mean, you could probably buy the sets less expensive than getting...
So, yeah.
Than buying the boxes.
This is the home site they've got. Welcome new and returning players. They were doing events here scheduled in 2025. You know, a little bit about the game. And other resources and things, events at the top of the page. You know, it's neat that they've got that website. There's still a community of players who supports the game. And that's all very nice to see. So,
flip it.
Thank you. Well, let's put that Percy here and the uncommons, and got my packs there. Flip around back to my ugly mug.
So, yeah, let's off the ceiling though. There we go.
Yeah, off the ceiling. Oh,
and let Papa's
there's Kermit screaming. Yeah, there we go.
Temu. There are some fun things on Temu.
So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed us. I enjoyed this. It was definitely something a little different. I really wanted...
We can take a picture of this. And
considering this was the only set that we weren't able to find, basically, booster box of, I wanted to be able to show at least a little bit of it off. It does have a lot of, like I said, the different Weasley characters, some of the others. It does add quite a bit to some of the strategies in the game. A lot of the top end decks will run cards from this set quite a bit. If you get into competitive play, which we're not. The decks that I build, you know, basically I build a set, and then anything left over, you know, is what I work with for the decks. So I don't have playsets of rares. I might have one or two copies of certain rares, and then the rest is all commons and uncommons that I'm working with. So, and it's a fun game. It's a fairly simple game to play. The property is something that appeals to a lot of people. The Harry Potter books have been amazingly popular over the last couple of decades. That's up and down a bit at the time, but
when you open these things, it says void on them. So,
right.
I guess like
so whatever guarantee they had of authenticity or whatever. Yeah, there we go. But it was nice that we were able to find some, and it seems to be from a reliable source. But like I said, with only 3 packs, based on the foil hit rates, your chances of actually pulling a foil in 3 packs, you know, you're pretty close to a 50-50 shot, really.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit better odds than that, but certainly not a guarantee. So, disappointing that we didn't, but, you know, I can't say I expected to hit one, so there we go. I was just hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but I got most of those wrappers in decent enough shape that I can add them to my hodgepodge display.
Monday night, you're doing what?
Here, and then I'll organize these cards into the binder for the most part. See, they're the booster wrappers I've kept from the previous sets, and I've just stuffed them in the front of there for now.
Monday night. Magic the Gathering.
Yes, Magic the Gathering. We have picked up 2 pre-release kits from Avatar, the Last Airbender. So my thought was we could crack those open and each try and build a deck and play against each other. And then I realized that I don't know if those pre-release kits come with basic land. So
let's track them down.
Yeah, there was some basic land in the bundle that we opened last week. So worst come to worst, we can use that and then top it up with. I have other basic lands around. I just have to make sure I find them. So glad to know I'm not the only one collecting pack art. Yeah, I figure I might as well, especially with something like this. A lot of the things that I open packs from, like the old Star Trek sets, most of them are very plain. They don't have any art to speak of. Trouble with Tribbles is an exception. There's 6 different arts for that. But with these, I like to keep one of each in decent shape if I can. And I'm glad I was, for the most part, able to do that. And
does it not say? Doesn't say what's
I
in
think
them,
it's
does it?
neat, a neat twist. So yeah, no, it doesn't really. But they're each themed. So this is the, I guess it's a lightning themed deck from the fire. Is it tribes? What's the name of the groups? Anyways, the firebenders sort of deck here, and the water bender deck here, or not deck, but themed box. So I think they each come with sort of a base deck to build around, and then 6 packs again or something to open to try to flush out the deck, make it a little bit bigger. So those themed decks, the base deck probably does have some basic land, I would guess. Anyways, so we'll see. There's a promo card, there's some packs in each, and then we'll each try and build a deck, and my plan is try and battle them against each other if we've got time. So
yeah,
that should be fun. And we also picked up one of the Fancy Pants collector boosters. So whoever wins that match will get to open the collector booster.
It's probably going to be Papa Spokat.
That was my thinking anyway. But it
and
gives us a little
incentive
to see what's in there. Singing names. I don't know. Maybe it's something in the show. I don't actually know the show that well. I've learned a little bit, some synopsis and some characters and stuff, but I haven't actually watched the show yet. So I don't. And I know that before the show there was manga comics or something like that, and they've done a live action movie after, which seems to be a little bit less well received. That's about all I really know of the series. But yeah, hopefully we'll have fun exploring the world with these. They do have some cute sort of, well, cute or disturbing animal blends with
the otter penguin.
The otter penguin is cute.
Some of the
others are a little bit more disturbing.
I love the otter penguin.
These different elemental bending styles of martial arts or whatever it is. Yeah, so when I got there, I'd noticed the earthbending pre-release kit was sold out. They didn't have any of those left.
Don't remind us.
And yeah, Dillo, right? Anyways, the earthbending one was gone. They had most of the airbending one, which has the main character of the series on it, but apparently it's the less interesting mechanic, according to the guy I was talking to. So that's why it was not selling as quickly. So I left that one and went with these two. Figured again, my experience with Magic the Gathering elements are usually red and blue, so that makes the most sense anyway. And then, yeah, like I say, the collector packs, there are apparently some interesting neon fighting style cards that go for a pretty penny that you can only find in collector boosters, but the odds are not good, and who knows.
It's crazy how expensive these packs are.
It can be, absolutely.
It's almost worth going and grabbing like a $200 older pack of Pokemon.
Well,
that we'd never get a chance.
If you're going to spend that much on packs, honestly, this would probably cost more than 2 of the packs of Chamber of Secrets did.
Yeah, I guess.
And maybe close to all 3.
Yeah.
It is rather ridiculous when you think about it these days. And when I think about it that way, I probably would have preferred to have 3 more Chamber of Secrets than... Anyway, but that's just me. In any case, it was a taste. If I ever get my hands on some more, I'll share it opening again, because why not? And if I think of something interesting to do with these, so I'm not sure if I want to test. What do you think? Should I try out on another stream someday that Percy deck as out of the box versus a deck that I made? Is that worth watching? Would anyone be interested in seeing that? Or should I just break it down and help fill out the binder and maybe add a few cards to
I think it
my
would be
existing
fun
decks.
to go to a card shop and like pre-record and have it as a premiere later. If they're up for it, teaching
Maybe.
them to play this game or something like that, or getting somebody to play this game.
We could do it at a later date. The card list is all there. I'll have all the cards
Probably
either
after
way.
Christmas sometime when it's not so busy.
Yeah, we'll see. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're coming up on the anniversary of the Star Wars CCG from Decipher that ran from 1995 to 2001 before they lost the rights, and then they gave the rights to Wizards of the Coast, who made a brand like a completely separate Star Wars game and ran it into the dirt. But at the time, in the late 90s, the Star Wars CCG was vying neck and neck with Magic the Gathering for a while. According to Scram Magazine, it actually surpassed Magic the Gathering for sales on a couple of months, once or twice, and it was a very popular game. And yeah, 30th anniversary of its release in December here coming up. So I've got a little bit of sealed product. I'm going to go over my collection, some of my decks for Star Wars, and just tell you a bit about the game, and then we're going to do we're going to pretend that it's 1990s again, in the late 90s, I guess, because I've got two limited black bordered starter decks from the base set release. We're each going to open one of those. Me and I don't know if we're going to do it with Thomas or if Mama Smokehat wants to do it or somebody else. We're going to open these up. I've got a few packs as well from a couple of sets that came a little while later, Cloud City and Jabba's Palace. And so that's one from each of the three original movies, basically. We'll open those up. We'll see who gets the better hits. Whoever gets the best hits gets to pick whether they're going to play light side or dark side.
Ooh.
And they'll get all the cards for the light side. The other person will get all the cards for the dark side, or whichever they choose. And we'll each build a deck and we'll play them against each other.
I think Thomas would probably.
That's the plan.
So be the better one for that.
I was thinking Thomas would probably like that best because he's the bigger Star Wars fan among our kids.
Well, I love Star Wars. I just don't necessarily want to play games related to it. I just like the movies.
Yeah. So that's
like
my
the
plan
earlier movies, the OG movies.
Because I remember when I first started that game, I started with a starter deck and a pack or two of New Hope, which was the only other expansion that was out at the time. And yeah, characters and spaceships were at a premium because you didn't get a lot in a very few amount of packs, and then you had to be creative in building your deck. So this should give us enough to build at least something playable, and hopefully, if we get really lucky. Back in those days, they kept the main characters as the rares. So if you get really lucky, you might open a Darth Vader or a Luke Skywalker or something.
Sounds fun.
To build a deck around. If you're not so lucky, you get like a Tarkin Seeker or something that's pretty useless as your rare, and then you have to deal with just a couple of common aliens or a stormtrooper or a pilot or something and make do. But yeah, it's a fun game either way. So I look forward to sharing that. Of Decipher's games, it was probably their most popular overall. Although the franchise rights were expensive, so it wasn't their most profitable, but it was definitely the one that had the best reputation and best sales for a long time until they lost the rights to it. Star Trek outlasted it, but it was definitely the more popular game. And then later they got into Lord of the Rings as well, but that was it was a well-crafted game. It was popular, and it tied in as the films released nicely. But yeah, it never really got up to the level that the Star Wars one did in terms of influence. And again, the Star Wars one was based around the original 3 movies. We'll get into this when we take a look at it more. It lasted up until a little while after the release of Episode 1, when all the books that people had written were still being read quite commonly, and they hadn't removed a bunch of them from canon yet. But Star Wars was really at a cultural peak at that time, so it got a lot of interest, and especially, like I said, when they started incorporating then for the last few sets the episode 1 stuff in as well. That's made things really interesting for a brief period of time, although a little chaotic at the time too. So that's on my docket for a couple of Saturdays anyway in December. We'll probably be taking a look at the Star Wars collectible card game from Decipher. Again, that ran from 1995 to 2001. So just before this Harry Potter game kicked off, basically.
Yeah.
For about 6 years it lasted, or 7 years, I guess. Anyway.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the movie.
Yep.
Or the movie.
And if you like the Avatar The Last
Stream.
Airbender magic
I need sleep.
crossover, we're going to be taking a look at that again on Monday, one way or the other.
Yes.
So that's our plan.
And then Thursday we're opening. I'm opening because you're working. Some Pokemon.
Right.
Probably Phantasmal Flames.
Back to Pokemon, our bread and butter, basically.
I like Phantasmal Flames. Hopefully I'll get a Charizard.
That would be nice.
We've opened a lot.
Yeah, we had decent luck early on. We opened an SIR
Rotom
in our first batch. And
it was
we haven't opened anything of that rarity since then.
It was in a triple blister, so.
And we opened over 2 booster boxes worth already.
Yeah, one
then.
was an actual booster box and one was sleep packs.
Plus a few other odds and ends.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
We'll
sometimes you don't get the best luck.
But I'd be happy even with the full art. Like, of course I want the SIR and the gold Charizard, but I at least want the full art. Do I ask for too much? Sometimes. But
we always hope, but sometimes reality doesn't pan out. As this time here, we didn't get any foils, so.
No. All right, guys.
Well. Except for the Precon one.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming out.
Afternoon,
and,
evening.
Yeah.
Whatever time it is, wherever you are. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Bye for now. Bye, Ryan. See you soon. And whatever else we want to say, because I'm too tired to think. So we'll just wait.
Yep. Bye
night,
for now. Good night.